Want to get into theology, I usually don't recommend church fathers right off of the gate. I know that's a popular thing right now. You get young up and coming guys that want to go deep, deep, deep into the church fathers, deep into the esotericness of history and the councils and all the things like that. But if you want to get good at theology first, you need to read scripture. And that needs to be something you pick up first before you pick up a Clement, or you pick up a Maximus the Confessor, or if you pick up, Chrysostom and whatnot. Because if you don't have Scripture as your guide, most of the Church Father stuff just doesn't make any sense. It's like trying to give the epilogue of the book and explaining it in that way to an audience who's never even read the book to begin with first. And that's the trouble I see a lot with young guys online, is they want to get into the deep advanced stuff, and they push the deep advanced stuff onto their Baptist grandmother, who is still very confused on just things in Scripture. And it's like, if you can't explain things to your Baptist grandma as easily as possible in Scripture, there's no way she's going to understand Origin, or even like stuff like Ignatius or Polycarp, because there's so much context missing there. So constantly hone the basics. Have that Kit-Fisto mentality that I talked about in a couple of streams, where it's like, he was a dangerous predator in the Star Wars universe. He was a Jedi Master who mastered Form 1, the stuff that they would teach to Padawans. He went above and beyond that and constantly honed that Form 1 thing. So when you have somebody like Grievous stepping up to him, Fisto was more than capable of taking care of him. And it's the same way with stuff like Scripture. When we want to, evangelize, or we want to do apologetics, Scripture should always be our thing we constantly master, and we should equip it with our prayers, and equip it with our liturgical praises that we give, so that we are as honed in as possible. And once that is comfortable, then move on to more advanced things. But always have that in your mind at all times.